let our two great nations realize all the triumphs and achievements that await us.
President Barack Obama honored Prime Minister Manmohan Singh last year at the White House with a state dinner, the first of his presidency, and Mr. Singh plans to pay back the favor in New Delhi during Mr. Obama's upcoming visit. Polls show Mr. Obama is highly popular in India, the world's largest democracy. India is also a growing economic and strategic power with a burgeoning middle class that has largely escaped the global recession. Ron Summers of the U.S.-India Business Council says President Obama's visit could bring major economic dividends for both countries.
We need to be creating jobs right now in both countries, in both societies. And so the emphasis here is going to be on the two-way highway that's being developed between the United States and India, in terms of India being one of the fastest emerging markets on earth.
Deepening U.S.-India economic ties come at a time when India also is looking elsewhere for partners as part of its Look East policy. Prime Minister Singh recently visited Japan, Vietnam, and Malaysia. Walter Anderson is a South Asia specialist at the Johns Hopkins University School of Advanced International Studies.
There's a huge potential for foreign direct investment on the part of the Japanese, who have not invested much yet, but they're about to invest in a very significant way in India. Then there's also the strategic element, because there's concern in Southeast Asia and in Japan about a more assertive Chinese role, and they all clearly want a closer relationship with the next big power in Asia, which is India.
The bustling commercial center Mumbai is Mr. Obama's first stop. While there, he will meet with Indian and American business executives, honor the victims of the 2008 terrorist attacks, and hold a public discussion at a local university. He'll stay at the Taj Hotel, one of the targets of the terrorist attacks. In New Delhi, Mr. Obama plans to address Parliament, where he is expected to mention the need to achieve final implementation of the U.S.-India Civil Nuclear Accord. White House officials say Mr. Obama's visit to Indonesia, twice postponed earlier this year, will underscore the archipelago's importance as the world's largest Muslim-majority nation and its success as a democracy. In Jakarta, Mr. Obama plans to visit the Istiqlal Mosque, the largest in Indonesia, but due to a lack of time, he'll not visit the school he attended in Indonesia as a child, despite its personal significance to him. Next stop, Seoul, South Korea, where preparations are already underway for the G20 summit there, the first in an Asian nation. Mr. Obama will then head to Yokohama, Japan for the APEC Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Summit. While in Seoul, Mr. Obama will hold talks for the seventh time with Chinese President Hu Jintao and meet with U.S. troops to mark the 60th anniversary of the start of the Korean War.
We'll both take a swing at this.
Former U.S. Undersecretary of State for Political Affairs Nicholas Burns argues that the U.S. needs to forge with China the kind of relationship it has with India and other Asian nations to ensure China's continuing rise is peaceful.
It makes sense that the United States of America should commit itself to a long-term strategic partnership, a sort of alliance with India and Japan and other countries in the future, so that China's rise occurs in a peaceful, stable Asia where the democratic powers remain very strong.
President Obama returns to Washington on November 14th to what is expected to be a sharply changed political environment after the U.S. midterm congressional elections. Dan Robinson, VOA News, the White House.
Walk with him. He's coming this way. Walk over him.